Hey, what's going on, Atlanta Falcon fans? This your boy Antoine Smitty Smith, Smitty Sports Machine. Y'all know I get down, man. Y'all know how I do it. Press that subscribe button. Also, press that notification bell to get my videos as soon as I drop them. Press that like button. Help me get my recommendations up to get my videos to the YouTube universe. Y'all know how I do it, man. But right quick, man, very quick. Y'all haven't heard, man, the Atlanta Falcons have not tendered cornerback and linebacker, Dee Alford and Nate Landman. So they will become unrestricted free agents. And these are two guys that got it out the mud, man. They were undrafted and they made a name for themselves. If you remember, Dee Alford came from the CFL. If you've been following me, you know I did a video on him and coming from the CFL. And Nate Landman, he was a natural linebacker coming out of Colorado. So Terry Fontenot and his scout staff did their job with these two guys. Nate Landman had injuries last year, and he did not have the season that we thought he would have. He was on a 1 year deal, and we wondered why they didn't sign him to a long-term deal because injuries were always a factor with Nate Landman. Dee Alford played pretty good last year, but towards the end of the year, he kind of broke down a little bit. And mainly, I thought it was because of the scheme of Jimmy Lake. And honestly, can't be mad about that because sometimes the scheme just does not fit. But Dee Alford played nickelback. He played outside. And to me, he's a playmaker, and they could bring either one of these guys back on a cheaper deal. And honestly, I would not be mad because Nate Landman is a special teams type guy, and so is Dee Alford. But Dee Alford also helps on special teams in the return game. So with that aspect, I think either of these guys could come back, and we'll see, how that works out. But both of these guys are now unrestricted free agents, and wish them well. And I would like to see them back on cheaper deals because I think they can make a contribution to this team. And with the limited cap space and them not already knowing the coaching staff and the system, it makes a lot of sense. But right quick, man, a DK Metcalf trade request, and y'all know I was going to talk about this because DK Metcalf coming out of Ole Miss was one of my favorite receivers. When he came out, and he's been in the league 6 seasons already, and it just doesn't seem that long. And to me, he was a freakish Julio Jones type talent. And I think he was underutilized in Seattle, man. If you look at his numbers, man, since he's been in the league, um, I think with his size at 6'4", about 235, and that's the size of a tight end, it seemed like for some reason they just couldn't get him the football like they were supposed to. You look back at his second season in the league, made the Pro Bowl in 2020. And he had 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns that season, 967 yards, 12 touchdowns the next. And then after that, it's single digits. Yes, he's, had injuries here and there, but he's fought through those. And he played in 15 games last year, had 66 catches for under 1,000 yards and 5 touchdowns. And for DK Metcalf to have stats like that, it's got to be something with the quarterback. Even though Geno Smith one of the top quarterback passer when it came to passing yards, for some reason a lot of that went to DK Metcalf. There was Tyler Lockett, who they just released, and Jackson Smith and Jigba, who's likely going to be the number one guy once DK Metcalf leaves. But he has requested a trade, and we get insight of what they're going to want for him. Probably a first and third round pick, which may be too rich for the Atlanta Falcons' blood. But with me, y'all know me, I probably try to throw in a player to go get him. Because as I'm looking at it, Philadelphia, the team just won the Super Bowl. They're racking up talent and they're finding ways to get these guys over to the team. You got to remember A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Then you trade for Johan Dotson from the Washington Commanders to bring in that number 3 legit threat. And you have Dallas Goedert at tight end. So you put all these weapons, and don't forget Saquon Barkley. You get these weapons around your quarterback, guess what? It takes them to the next level. And that's what I'm looking at with the Atlanta Falcons. If you could go get a DK Metcalf, find a way to fit in your books, I would definitely do it. Because Darnell Mooney, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, and you add a DK Metcalf that has that Philadelphia Eagles feel when it comes to high-power offenses. So you add a guy like this that's a true number one, and you get a quarterback like a Michael Penix that could get him the football. This is a recipe for a good playoff team. Yeah, we need help in the defense on the trenches, on the line, offense and defense. Even the linebackers need retooling. But if you go get a guy like this and put up the points, I think you can still find a way to win football games by putting points on the board and trusting in your defensive coordinator because they have a new defense coordinator, Jeff Ulbrich. I know they will bring in pieces to help this team, but you also will have to cut ties with some of your veteran players that we've all come to love. They're restructuring Grady Jarrett's contract more than likely. Jake Matthews, he's probably going to get restructured, or he may just play out the last couple of years of his deal. You have AJ Terrell who can restructure his deal. Jesse Bates, I would sign him to an extension to make money off of that. But in Kyle Pitts, you trade him, that's money towards the books. So there are things you can do. And if they trade for DK Metcalf and they don't have a third round pick, but we'll see with the compensatory pick, could that work? But maybe if Atlanta traded maybe a first and maybe a second in 2026, that probably could work as well. But I think DK Metcalf would be an addition that could take the Falcons offense to the next level. And honestly, with the cap space, which might make it unlikely that they could pull it off, is he has a $21 million cap hit this year, $18 million in salary, and we talked about it on the show. That's pretty steep at this point with limited cap space. So even though the cap space may stop the Falcons from pulling the deal off, if I'm Terry Fontenot, all the cards will be on the table. And I would have to think about it, man, because DK Metcalf is just a different type of animal when you think about it. Because, like I said, talk about the weapons the Falcons have already. You add a number one receiver to that to go along with London, Pitts, and Mooney. I would love it. But at the same time, you got to think about Drake London's contract coming up soon as well. And Kyle Pitts, if you're going to keep him. So it's a lot of factors that says it would not happen and it couldn't happen. But hey, it's always a thought and something to talk about and something to think about. Because me, I like to talk about what ifs. Because sometimes what ifs can happen. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Drop those comments. Let's debate. Let's have fun as always, man. Y'all know how we do it on the Sports Machine. It's your boy Antoine Smitty Smith signing off. I will holler at y'all later, man. Peace.